Should you start a car detailing business? Hi, my name's Nate Jones, and this is Business Idea Breakdown, where I break down businesses and at the end I give them a score between 1 and 10. Any business over 8 is a business I would start. I have other videos about businesses on my page. Go visit it and subscribe. Okay, car detailing businesses can be a mobile car detailing business. You're basically cleaning somebody else's car, doing a deep clean of the inside and probably the outside as well. When I was reviewing this business, very similar to a house cleaning business. The only difference is I feel like this business you can charge maybe a little bit more for some nicer cars, so your price might vary depending on your car. But let's dive into it here. I always grade all businesses based on if you can scale them, how easily you can turn a profit, how easily you can start this business, how much time does it require, the challenges, and the most important thing is this business sellable? If you cannot sell a business after you've built it, then why did you build it? Okay, this business is scalable, but I consider it more of a side hustle, and I'll explain why. This business is a side hustle because I really think it's going to be hard for you to scale it past just you doing the detailing. It's going to be really hard for you to hire somebody to do the detailing when this business, when I get to number 3 here, how easy is it to start? Super easy to start. This business is so easy to start that I feel like an employee could be working for you and he's saying, hey, why am I working for you when I could start my own? So this business is going to be hard because you're going to have to hire people and you're going to have to make sure that those people do a great job. And that's going to be the hardest barrier of entry to scale this business. It's not going to be your flow of jobs, because I feel like once you're out there and your name's established, you're going to get enough of that. But in this business, in my opinion, it's going to be really hard for you to scale it past just you. Okay. Also, another limit to the scale is that eventually you're going to run out of time. Eventually you're going to run out of your available time to do jobs, and you're going to have to find an employee, and if they don't do it the right way, then your reputation is going to go down. You're going to get 1-star reviews on Google, and then you might lose some jobs. Okay, number 2, how easy is it for it to turn a profit? It looks like if I was going to start this business bare bones, which I recommend, is start a business with the least amount of capital that you can and turn a profit as soon as you can. It looks like you could probably start around $1,000. That means if you buy your cleaning equipment, buy your maybe a shop vac, but if you buy it bare bones equipment to do one job, it's going to cost you probably around $1,000, give or take. And it looks like the average, now this is the average, is about $175 that you can make per detail. Now you can charge more, you can charge less depending on where you're at. So if it costs $1,000 to get all your stuff, $175 a detail, it's going to take you 6 details to turn a profit. I really like that. I really like that about this business because I'm all about turning a profit as quickly as we can. How can we get to profitability? And within 6 details, you can actually start making money, which reinforces you to keep pushing on in this business. I really like that. So 6 to get going, very similar to a cleaning company like I mentioned before. House cleaning, same thing. I think it was around 4 or 5 cleans to turn a profit. So how easy is it to start this business? Super easy. You don't require any training. This is also a negative because anybody can start it. Now that being said, I think you can really differentiate yourself in business and kind of push out the people that are just starting. But that being said, very easy to start. How much time does it require? Like I mentioned before, this is a side hustle at the beginning. So I think at the beginning you could probably do 4 or 5 details a week. And if you're doing 4 or 5 details a week, if you do 3 details in a day, that's $525. So for a side hustle, this is pretty good because you don't have to necessarily quit your job to pursue this business. And then as it scales, you could probably quit your job. But this isn't a business that I would recommend that you quit your job and say, I'm going to go into detailing 100%. No, but this is a great, great side hustle. If I was working a job and it didn't make sense for me to quit and lose all my benefits and I have a family, but I wanted to make extra money, great business to start, and you should think about it. Okay, going to the next thing here. What are the challenges of this business? I would say number 1, having a consistent flow of jobs to justify you doing it full time. This seems like something that once you get somebody's business, right, they have a car, they may call you every month, every 2 to 3 months. It's kind of like a barber shop, right? Somebody doesn't get their hair cut every week, but they're going to come back every month or 2 months. So I do like the reoccurring revenue aspect of this business, that if you can get established customers, you're going to probably keep those customers and continue to show up for them. But I do think that's going to be a long time for you to build up that consistent flow where you're like, hey, I'm able to do 30 hours of this, 25 jobs a week to do this. I mean, it's going to take you a while to get up to that because you'll probably have upwards of 200 to 300 customers to get to that point. So that's going to be one challenge. Another challenge is scaling past a one-man shop. Being able to have an employee that you can actually bring on full-time, that it isn't a part-time thing for them. But I do see how, hey, if I'm getting paid $175 a clean, I could pay somebody to go do the clean for $100. But like I said before, that person's gonna get a little greedy and they might say, why don't I start my own? So, and the demand in your area, there may not be a big demand for this. You gotta be in an area where people really care about their cars. So I would say probably in a more upper class neighborhood or close to an upper class neighborhood where people are gonna want their cars detailed and they don't wanna do it themselves. So, is this business sellable? This business is not really sellable. If you're a one-man shop, I would bet that you could probably sell this business for a very small amount of money because you could basically say, hey, I have this existing client base, I'm ready to transition this to somebody. But again, those people, you can start your own very lean and you can start it by yourself. So I don't know if this is that much. Now, if you build a business that is scalable, that the owner can leave and somebody can else come in and manage that business, where not much is going to change, I think you can get 2 times the net income. Now, I do think that if you have an existing client base where you're getting, 30 to 40 jobs a week, I think that's a business you could sell. But I think looking in the market, looking at detailing businesses for sale, I did not see that many that were going for a high price. I did not see that many one-man shops that were getting sold for a high price. So I think this is more of a side hustle, which there's nothing wrong with building a business or having a side hustle that doesn't produce a sellable event at some time. I just think if you have 10 to 15, 20 years to build a business, this is more of a side hustle that can eventually turn into a full-time business that you can make really good money at, but it's not going to be a business that you sell. So therefore, I gave this business a 6.5 out of 10. Anything over 8 is a business I would start. I wouldn't start this business because I don't need a side hustle. I want an additional business in which I can start that complements the other businesses that I have. This will require, at its scaled out position, for me to work 40 hours a week, physically working in it. If I do not work, I do not make money. Not a huge fan of those businesses. I want a business that I can eventually turn on to autopilot and scale. So that being said, great business if you're looking for a side hustle, a way to make extra $500 this week.